Hello, hey, this is Sue with Explore More with Sue, and I am in Reykjavík, Iceland. Here we are, the North Atlantic. It's a beautiful sunny day. It is windy, but it's almost always windy here. The sky is blue. It's about, I'd guess it's about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is cold though. This is a place that you definitely need to layer, for sure. Behind me, that beautiful building back there, it's all glass. It is the Reykjavík concert hall. It's beautiful. Let me just tell you a little bit about Iceland. Today is the 10th of August. This is our second time we've been here. We were here in May of 2021. We rented a car at that time, drove all the way around the island, spent 11 nights here. It was amazing. It was right after COVID, right when the world was starting to open up. There was no one here. It was great. Now it is very, very busy. Lots of tourists. But the museums and the restaurants, everything's open now. When we were here in May of 21, nothing was open. But it's beautiful, and let me just give you a quick overview about Iceland. Iceland has total about 400,000 people, a little bit less than 400,000 people. About 2/3 of those people live in Reykjavík, and it's a completely volcanic island. There are many volcanoes, 23 of them are active currently. 98% of their power is geothermal, because the whole it's a volcanic island, so about 98% of their power is geothermal. The two plates, the American tectonic plate and the Euro-Asian plate, are splitting apart here at a rate of about 1.8 centimeters per year, and as that happens, that's why they're volcanoes, that's why they're earthquakes. There's a really cool thing you can do though if you're interested. You can actually snorkel or scuba dive between the continents here. So a little ways out of town, but that's something that if you're interested in that kind of thing, that'd be a really fun thing to do. The water is crystal clear. Iceland became independent from Denmark in 1918. They grow a lot of veggies here in greenhouses, but their fruits are all imported. They're not able to grow fruit here, so they import their fruit. Golf is incredibly popular here, even though they can't play all year long, and it actually is relatively inexpensive. It's about the only thing that's inexpensive here in Iceland. Iceland is very expensive. It's very, very expensive. So if you come to visit, just be prepared for a little bit of sticker shock, probably, because it is an expensive place to be, but it's worth it. Oh, and the other thing that's really important to know is hot dogs are really popular here. It seems like Scandinavia loves their hot dogs. So their hot dog stands in different parts of the country, and that's a big deal. Reykjavík itself, it's super busy with life. It's just lively. It's lively. There are lots of restaurants, lots of bars, lots of shops, friendly people, very welcoming. It is very welcoming here in this country. August is Pride Month here, and this past weekend was the culmination of it. So they had a big parade yesterday on the 9th. There are pride flags everywhere, the restaurants, the shops. Down here at the concert hall, there are a bunch of pride flags that are flying. So it's a very, very welcoming country. And there was a big parade yesterday as well. If you're going to come to Reykjavík, I highly recommend staying in close to the old part of the city, because it's an easy place to walk to whatever you want to do, to sightsee. So it's between, here's the water behind me, the concert hall, the big Lutheran church is on the top of the hill, and if you could stay somewhere in this triangle, if you don't have a car, that's the easiest place to stay. Easy to get around by foot. There are tons of museums, lots of museums. So if museums are your thing, there are all sorts of different kinds of museums. There's a beautiful walking path right here where people walk, people run, people are on their bikes, and there's lots of nightlife here. Lots and lots of nightlife in Reykjavík. Like I said, it's an easy place to walk. You can always grab a taxi. They're not cheap, but you can grab a taxi. As of right now, they don't have Uber here, but they do have a ride share called HOPP, H-O-P-P, that you can use. There are also electric scooters around that you can just jump on and rent and ride around the city if you like doing that. There are visitors from everywhere, Asia, South America, North America, Europe, of course, and it's very, very busy, but everybody seems to be having a great time. Lots of cruise ships come here now, and today there are actually 4 ships in port. If you do come here to catch a cruise, just be aware of which port you are going to be sailing out of. There's one that direction where there are 2 ships. Those are smaller ships, and then there's one back here in the distance. Today there's a Fred Olsen in town and a Viking ship in town. So we've been here for 3 days this time, and there have been ships here every day. The season is short here, so they got to come when they can. One way that you can see a little bit of Reykjavík if you don't have a car is on the hop-on, hop-off bus. We like to call it the ho-ho bus, and it's overpriced like everything in Iceland is, but it was pretty good. It wasn't our favorite ho-ho bus, but it does get you out of the city. You get to see a little bit, and of course you can hop off a stop that you're interested in and then jump back on the next one when it comes by. So that's a good way to see the city. You can also take a whale watching tour, or go on a tour to see puffins. There are lots of puffins here. We actually did a puffin tour this morning. It was really, really fun. If you want to see that cute, amazing little bird, they're tiny. They're not very big. And then we know people who took a whale tour this morning and saw tons and tons of whales. It doesn't mean you'll see whales on every tour, but they saw a lot of 3 different kinds of whales. So that was fun for them. One thing that, so if you come here and you have extra time, go to the south coast. There's a thing called the Golden Circle. Everybody seems to like to do that. But there's also Blue Lagoon if you want to get in a hot spring. But the south coast is incredibly beautiful. It is rugged. It has numerous waterfalls. Some are huge and skinny, some are huge and wide, some are even taller and skinnier. There are so many different waterfalls. There's a beautiful, all the beaches here are black sand, but there's a beautiful black sand beach. You have to be very careful because they have sneaker waves, so you can't go in the water. But it's beautiful to admire it from a distance. There are some arches in the basalt columns. It's beautiful to get out of Reykjavík. Interestingly, there are no native mammals here anymore except for foxes, and most of the foxes are in the west fjords up on the north part of Iceland. So there are no deer, there are no moose. They pretend like they're polar bears here, but there really aren't. Apparently, an occasional one will show up on a ice floe sometime, but there aren't polar bears in Iceland. And if you want to rent a car, you can certainly rent a car. The roads are great, but just be cautious if you rent a car because the roads don't. So we rented a car when we were here 4 years ago. The roads, they're not narrow, but when you get out of Reykjavík, and it becomes less crowded, which is great, the roads don't have very wide shoulders, and there a lot of times is a sheer drop off down to the ocean. So just be careful. I drove, it was fine, it was all good. But you can rent a car, and if you do rent a car, it's highly recommended because it is so windy here. It's recommended that you make sure you get the insurance, because if the doors will blow open. And make sure if you rent a car that people get out of one side and then they get out of the other side so that the doors don't fly open and spring, because it is you don't want the doors to be sprung and have to pay for that. They warn you that if you hit a sheep, you have to track down the owner and reimburse the owner for the sheep, and then of course you're going to have to pay for the damage to the car. So there are many sheep here. You just have to be cautious when you're driving. I'm just giving you a little hint here of what Reykjavík is like and behind me. And they also have, if you don't want to rent a car, there are all sorts of tours you can take. Everything from a day trip to multi-day trips. If you want to see the Northern Lights, just check the calendar. The Northern Lights are not visible all year long here. They're visible during certain times of the year. There's a cool app called the Aurora app. If you're interested, you can use that anywhere in the world. And that will give you an idea of how likely you are to see the aurora. Make sure when you come to Iceland you dress in layers, because there are people out here wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and there are people out here in parkas and fur-lined boots. So depends on your tolerance for cold. It was really cold and overcast this morning, and now it's beautiful and sunny. So the weather changes on a dime. It changes instantaneously, so it's really important to dress for it. And the wind coming off the Atlantic is cold, so dress in layers is very highly recommended. But this has been great. It's fun to come back here. When we were here in late May, it was pretty brown. It wasn't green. Less people, but it's not green. This time of year, it is incredibly green. You can see the hill behind me here. That they're very green. The mountains are spectacular. It is dramatic. The landscape here is dramatic, and it's a great place to visit. It's far away from a lot of places, but it's easy to get here. Iceland Air comes here from a lot of different places around the world, and a lot of other airlines come here too. So highly recommend, come to visit Iceland. It's beautiful. It's relatively safe. The food's great, and I hope if you visit, you will have a great time. If you have any questions, I have a packing list for some of the further the northern regions of the world. If you would like me to send that to you, I'll be happy to do it. Just send me an email at exploremorewithsue@gmail.com. You can send a message via YouTube, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. So keep exploring the world. Do it. It's fun. Life is short. The world is small if you make it small. And the next adventure awaits. Bye-bye. Till the next time.